Welcome to the next module, food resources. Here we are going to see about what are the different classification of food resource and global food production, staple crops, and what are the animal food resources here. So let us go into this course module, food resources. I am Dr. N. Saranya here, and let's see in detail about the food resources. Introduction to food resource. The food are biologically and ecologically sources for which we derive substances. So these are the source which includes either from plant-based items or such as the cereals, fruits and vegetables. So here we can also see animal food-based resources like meat, milk and eggs. Even the microbes which is essential for fermentation process also may be included. So they are vital not only just in nutrition but also providing energy and support and growth and also for maintaining the health and fueling the human development. So the ultimate goal of the food resources are deeply intertwined with our cultivation, culture and overall way of life. In this slide, you can see the food chain and food web. The interflow of energy from producers, that is herbivorous, to carnivorous. The food webs are interconnected with the food chains, and it is important as to maintain the ecological balance. Now you can see about the classification of food resources. So the classification of the food resources based on three main categories. One is the plant-based food resource, animal-based food resource and microbial food resources. Plant-based food resource which includes staples like rice, wheat, maize, pulse such as lentils and chickpeas, and also fruits, nuts, vegetables and spices. So animal-based food resources consist of meat like beef, poultry, pork, and along with the dairy products like egg, fish, and honey. The microbial food based, which is made involved in fermented items such as yogurt, bread, and wines, as well as single cell protein, which is derived from algae, fungi, which offering innovative solutions to the modern needs. So what are the global food production? So global food productions which mainly remains a primary mode of food production which consumes more than 70% of freshwater resources for irrigating alone. The top producers which include China, India and USA for cereals, and while Brazil and USA leads for meat production. So in modern biotechnology, especially genetically modified crops has played a vital role in the yield, such as pest resistance and drought tolerance. So we have more challenges which include global disparities in access and distribution of forest persistence, with many areas which is suffering from food deserts and undernutrition. Here we can see the staple crops and what are their importance, especially cereals like rice, wheat, maize, which provide 50% of human caloric intake globally. The pulse, which are crucial in protein sources, especially in vegetarian diets, and oil seeds like soya beans, sunflower, which provides fats and oil. So these are the staple crops, including roots and tuber crops like potato, cassava, and supplement diets in many regions. So these are the horticulture crops. The horticulture crops mainly related to fruits and vegetables, which are critical for healthy diet, supplementation of essential vitamins, minerals, and dietary fibers. The spices and herbs not only enhances the flavor but also offer medical and nutritional benefits. So here is the sector which significantly contribute to national economics and employment, especially in rural areas. However, the challenges such as high perishability and post-harvest loss may require efficient storage and transport system. This is the main challenge which include for these horticultural crops. So till now we have seen about the horticulture plants and what are the staple food crops which is available. Now we move upon to the animal resources. So it is derived from the foods from cattle, poultry, sheep and goats, which consumption of which variety and also the regions and culture. The dairy products like milk, cheese and butter, which is rich in resources of calcium and protein. And the animal resources also which maintain in aqua system, and also fishery provides major protein sources, so especially the coastal islands. And so we can also see the island communities, and however the foods which is related to the animals and also the ethical concerns, so like animal welfare and environmental sustainability in livestock productions, or gaining more attention towards the sustainable growth. Now comes to microbial and fermented food products. The fermentation, you all know about traditional technique which enhances the shelf life and also flavor and nutritional value. So examples you can see about the yogurt and kimchi and bread, beer and wine. So these are the examples of fermenter, and which also improves the shelf life. And you can also see the microbes like single cell proteins. Single cell proteins are micronutrients such as vitamins A, B, C, and D, along with the minerals like iron, calcium, and zinc, are vital for proper metabolic function. So, a balanced diet, which is incorporated in all nutrition, helps us to provide a malnutrition to be with undernutrition or overnutrition. The potential to address the protein shortage will be sustained and delivered. So, single cell proteins also, which is produced from algae and fungi, such as an alternative resources for naturals. So you can see the fermented food and how it's going to help the gut microbe and human health. So this is all about the microbial and fermented foods. Till now we have seen about different types of microbial product, fermentation products, animal resources, everything. Now we are going to see in detail about the nutritional components. So the food which provides both macronutrients and micronutrients, which is essential for human health. So the macronutrients which includes carbohydrate for energy, protein for growth, and tissue repair and for food storage. So the microbial nutrition such as vitamin A, B, and C, and along with the minerals such as iron, calcium, and zinc, are vital for proper metabolic function. So a balanced diet which incorporate all this nutrition helps to prevent the malnutrition and also undernutrition or overnutrition products. You can see about how food is secured and what are the global status of food security. Food security means all the individuals have constant physical and social and economical access to adequate, safe and nutritious food to meet their dietary needs. However, 800 millions of the people in the world are still in undernutrition as per the statement from FOA. The factors which includes the food security, which provides a say poverty and conflict and climate changes, which is also limited to the market. The concept of food sovereignty highlights the importance of local community having control over the food system. So what are the challenges in food production? In food production, a multiple challenges and threat the global is facing. The global food production today, which includes a rapid population growth, which increases the demand exponentially, and climate changes, which alter the rainfall pattern and causes of extreme weather and events such as disruption of the crops and livestock production, and soil degradation throughout the erosion and nutrition depletion. And we also come across sanitation and also reduce the agriculture productivity. The water scarcity and frequent pest disease outbreak adds and worsen towards it. So these are the challenges which we face globally in food production. To solve the problems, we have to go for sustainable agriculture practices. To ensure long-term productivity, and sustainable agriculture practices are very much essential for today's need. It's like organic farming, which provides avoid the synthetic inputs and no chemicals will be added and focus on the soil health, and integrated pest management, which combines various methods for control pests with minimal environmental harms, and the crop rotation, which also intercropping enhances the biodiversity and soil fertility, while the conservation of agriculture, which minimizes the soil disturbance and also retain the moisture with crops. The fisheries and aquaculture. The fisheries and aquaculture is threatened by overfishing and also over degradation of aquaculture, which is an emerging such a sustainable alternative. It's currently fastest growing food sector, which is known as globally, and also agriculture, aquaculture, which is based upon farming of fish and crustaceans, and we also depend upon the other resources like alga. So, however, it is also bringing a challenges of water pollution and disease outbreaks and its potential impact on native species due to the genetic mixing. So, these are the threats which is available for fisheries and aquaculture. So, the environmental challenge which includes pollution, disease, and genetic impact. So, this is going to be the major challenges for environmental issues in agriculture. It's all about food processing and preservation. How the food is processed and preserved. The food processing are vital for extending the shelf life and ensurity of safety of the food. The common preservation method, which includes like drying, freezing, canning, and also pasteurization of milk and irradiation. These are the common preservation method, while the process which adds a value for convenience, and it also reduces the nutritional concerns. So minimizing the postal harvest and through the better handling and storage, which is essential for food improvement and food availability. Here comes how the food is lost and wasted. Around one third of the world's food is lost or wasted every year. The losses which occur during harvesting, storage, and transportation, while the waste happen mostly at consumer level. So this leads to the massive economical loss and also environmental damage to waste the resources and greenhouse emission. So these are the solutions which include a better infrastructure and efficient food supply management and also increasing the consumer awareness. Here are some government policies and programs which can be undertaken as government plays a crucial role in ensuring food availability and nutrition. In India, the public distribution system which provides us subsidies for food grains, while the programs like midday meal scheme on ICDS which tackles the children nutrition. So agriculture supports through minimum support price and also sustainable helps stability for farmer income. So globally, organization like FAO and WFP works towards eliminating hunger. So these are the government initiative programs and policies. The main objective is directly or indirectly open market for prices in various items and also to maintain the nutrition status of the consumers. The climate change. The climate change impact on food resources, a significant threat to food security. So, on altered rainfall and temperature, which patterns affect the crop cycle and livestock productivity. The rising the sea level, which endanger the coastal agriculture and fisheries. So, there is an urgent need to develop the climate resilient crops and adopt farming and practices to mitigate these impacts. Sustainable food system, which emphasizes towards the ecological balances and economic viability of the food products. Here is a sustainable food system which balances the health, economic profit, and also social equality. So which promotes the local food production. It emphasizes on reducing dependent of long distance travel and assisted emissions. So agro practices, ecological practices, which is maintain the biodiversity conservation and reduces the food waste at the core. So the sustainability also involves in promoting a responsible consumption and improving the nutrition quality of the diet. So it's a better way to move. And next, there are modern practices of agriculture which uses high yield variety seeds and mechanized farming, chemical fertilizers which can be reduced, and using pesticides as an organic matter, and monoculture cropping also, it is essential for modern agriculture. agriculture methods. So the problem which face in food productions can be overcome, like food grazing and desertification, overfishing and depletion of its stocks, and unequal distribution of foods, and loss of soil fertility and persistent resistance of pesticides. So the food are essential for human survival and development. The global challenges is required for multidisciplinary approaches, integrating science, technology, policies, and community engagement. The sustainable food production and consumption are the key for feeding the growth of population, which ensures the food security today and also ensures a healthy future for generation to come. So this is the reference book, the textbooks and the reference. You can further see the information which you want to know about natural resources. Stay tuned for the next video like land resources and forest resources. Thank you all so much. Let us continue with the next resources in next video.